Good morning, movers and shakers. Welcome to Moving Minnesota. I am Michael Walgrave, the host. In the backdrop, we got Garrett Beans Beaner producing. I'm coming from downtown Minneapolis in the heart of this Twin Cities awesomeness in Minnesota. Thank you for stopping by today. We have a pretty good show. We got a lot to chat about. We've been talking about Washington County this past week. It's been a theme every week to look at the 7 central metro area of the Twin Cities to give you guys an idea of what's out there for fun things to do, great places to raise fur babies and family, and all that other good stuff. So today we will also cover best places to live in Washington County, show you how to figure out to do your own research for such a thing. We're going to also talk about a mystery segment later in the show. The producer doesn't even know about this, so this will be I kind of want to get his reaction from it in real time. And yeah, we can pretty much do anything here, Garrett. We don't have the overlords of the corporations telling us what to do. So we got a little freedom of what we can do. We also have the michaelwalgrave.com land search in Washington County. We're just going to look at bare land today. We looked at high-end places, the median at $550,000 in Washington County. And then we looked at the lowest price properties in the county and waterfront. Now today we're going to look at just bare land, so bear with us. Zing. Went to a comedy show last night. Before we get into this, they have open mic nights all over the Twin Cities. It's pretty cool if you're into comedy. There's not too many other cities out there that probably have such a large comedy scene and selection over the course of the week. You basically find open comedy almost any night. There's some pretty good comedics in the city. I would liken this place to Austin, Texas in terms of its comedy scene. May or may not have seen the show Kill Tony. Great show to watch if you're trying to learn to be a comedian. I went to this mostly because I'm trying to be a better public speaker and get comfortable with being out in front of people. And I just kind of want to see how people navigate that. I've been doing a lot of research lately. Hence, we got the show going on. It's not much different than getting on stage in a way, if you have the lights in your face. But, that extra human element of being in the moment, that definitely changes things up, gives you more adrenaline, which may or may not help your show. But anyways, I want to go see these folks and see, what they're talking about and how it goes and such. And, there's some really good zingers out there, really good jokes. Everybody had good jokes. I have certain jokes I don't like. Obviously, everybody has that. But knowing full well how difficult being a comedian is and getting out in front of people, they say it's one of the hardest jobs out there. So I applaud anybody for going on stage and giving it a shot. And I'll applaud them as they come off stage for giving it a shot. If I clap or laugh during their bit, well, that's a different story. But I can appreciate the efforts and the introspections they're trying to bring. Comedy does move the cultural social dial. It helps us deal with things that are difficult to deal with per se if done right. And it keeps us laughing, which is better than keeping us angry and against everything and all things in the world. So but doing it right these days is difficult. Everything's super sensitive. Even being at the show, it's like, do you laugh at all the jokes that they're telling? Because there's a diversity of people around you that didn't show up for the comedy show, and they may not be in the comedy spirit, and they're hearing stuff that's getting into their world, and you'd hate to be the guy next to them laughing about this kind of thing. So that does present a weird dynamic, and I like to be cognizant of people's feelings and emotions. I don't like to take people on an emotional, or at least a negative emotional run. So there is a very fine art these days to telling a good joke. I feel like some of the best jokes, they're not aimed at anybody in particular. If they're aimed at anybody, they're aimed at yourself. If you can make fun of yourself, that's a good quality in this life, because there is probably a lot of funny, stupid stuff that you do. Nobody's perfect. So if you can own that, that says a lot. And some of the best comedians, that's what they do. They'll take themselves down. They'll own it for what they are and where they're at in life. And it's good stuff. because people can identify with that. And yeah, I don't like it. Like, I didn't like a couple of the comedians. Like, it seemed like half their bit was just to attack the audience. Like, they would bring up something controversial and then they'd have somebody raise their hand, and then all of a sudden they just direct that at them. I feel like that's lowbrow comedy. You know, you can be up there heckling people in the crowd. Well, if they do that, does that mean that you can heckle from the crowd? I don't know. It seemed like most people were pretty nice just to sit and listen. But yeah, that's always bothered me, is attacking the crowd when the crowd hasn't even attacked you. I mean, that's a different story if somebody brings the noise at you first. But so that was a little hard to listen to for a couple of these folks. The other things I noticed is the pacing, the pauses. You kind of got to dial that in. And I get that. You have your jokes ready, you practice, and then you get on stage and all that adrenaline, all that excitement hits you. And if you can't dial that in and repurpose that energy, it's going to be a long and difficult show. So, like one guy, he was funny, but he could have left more time between his jokes, and he probably could have literally paced. Like, if he just would have been up on stage, you know, and just kind of tell a joke, kind of walk over there, wait till you get over here to tell the next joke, come back center, finish the joke. Ta-da. It would have been better. But again, I'm not an expert comedian by any means. I'm just trying to take notes on how to be better at it. And these are some of the things. Yeah, tone. That's the other thing. Pronouncing. Oh, the biggest one. Can't hear. You got to get that audio dialed in correctly. You can't be popping the speakers, nor can you be talking so quiet that nobody knows what you're doing, that mumble rap, blah, blah, blah. So yes, the audio quality, you need to know how to operate the sound system properly with the mic. So, and again, I'm not saying I know how to do this properly yet. I'm just taking notes on what could be improved. All right, with that being said, with the intro, I'm not going to talk about which comedy club I went to last night, but yeah, it's get out there and check it out. It's worth it. The one I went to has it free every Thursday night, so you know you don't have to pay for some of the people's new up and coming BS. So you just enjoy the ride. That being said, a little bit about myself. Michael Walgrave Real Estate Group. We're out of Savage, Minnesota. We got a dozen or so members on our group. We are part of the Minnesota Real Estate Team, which is the biggest real estate team in the state, if not the nation. It's up there in the top 5, top 3. And then there's also the RE/MAX Advantage Plus umbrella that we're under. So that's kind of how we work. The way we explain the Walgrave Real Estate Group, we're a bunch of super agents, which I like the zing on that. Yes, we are not going to go out and solve world problems today, but perhaps over the long term, we might help a little bit. So we can definitely help you buy and sell your house. So give us a shout at 612-930-2929. You can reach me at michael@walgrave.com. You want to get a hold of my team leader, Jason Walgrave, my cousin, been in the business for over 20 years. He can also help you at jason@walgrave.com. And he has a Wednesday segment, Central Standard Time, noon to 1. YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. Moving on now, let's get into the segments here. We have the 2024 best places to live in Washington County. So I got to be careful in terms of telling my clients this is the best school district or this is the worst neighborhood in the whole state. You know, there's rules on this because I believe it's referred to as steering people. And so essentially, as a realtor, I'm supposed to tell you to do your own research. And you should be doing that anyways for all the parts of real estate. The more you know, the better choices you'll make. But there are things out there. For example, if you want to know if your neighborhood is violent, it has a lot of crime that you're looking at, contact the local police department. They can give you the statistics on the neighborhood. They'll give you a general idea of what's happening in the recent. And so basically that's something you're going to have to do on your own if you're looking for an answer like that. Also with schools, yeah, I can quote other sources of why a school is considered great, but I can't just say, yeah, I know this is the best school. So it's somewhat subjective. And so today we're going to look at niche.com, NICHE.com. This is one such website that will give you information, tell you where they got their information on how they made their judgments. So check out stuff like niche.com. And I plugged in Washington County to niche.com, and let's see here. Explore the best places to live in the U.S. based on crime.
Testing. Can you hear me, Wally G?
I got you, man.
It was me the whole time.
Good. Be gone with you. I got this show to do. It was better when you weren't talking.
No, I'm sorry. I just noticed I went to look at my microphone settings and I was like, yeah, it is my microphone. And so, all right. So at least we can hear each other now. So here we go.
Yes. Welcome to it. The show is going on though, Garrett. So no worries. We figured it out. But it's nice to have another voice up here with me. So
yes, absolutely. Good morning, everybody.
I don't feel like
sorry. I thought that it was his audio, and I was like, and then I said something, and Heather was like, I can't hear you. And I was like, then it's definitely my mic. All right. So sorry, on to the next segment. I'm sorry. I just want to let you know that I did get it fixed.
Excellent. Thanks for hanging in there with us, everybody. These are the technical problems you'll run into doing podcasts and live streams. So yeah, we're back to niche.com. Plugged in Washington County to find out the best places to live. And they kind of give their ratings based on crime, public schools, cost of living, job opportunities, and local amenities as their ranking system. It's based on mostly data from the U.S. Census, the FBI, BLS, and the CDC and other sources. Check out niche.com if you want more information on how they compile this information. But yes, this is what they came up with. May Township was given an overall grade of A- for its grade as a community. The public schools also received an A- in May Township in Washington County. This place is 2,667 people. The next place that they listed was Landfall. It's a little bit closer to the St. Paul area. It was given an overall grade of A-. It had a B for public schools, and the population was only 748. It's funny how you got all these little towns linked in with these 30 to 40,000 towns, but that's part of people just, yeah. So there are small town opportunities even in the big city here. St. Mary's Point, A- overall grade, A- for schools, and they had a population of 467. And it continues smaller, I guess, on their rankings. Willerny was given a B for overall grade as a community. Its schools are ranked as an A, and its population was only 463. Gray Cloud Island Township, St. Paul suburb, was given a B- as an overall community, a B for its schools, and a population of 398. One of the things I was trying to find out too is what was the most walkable score community in Washington County. And there were no homes that were considered walkable in Washington County per se. And what that means is that you're a very car dependent neighborhood or area. So that's kind of how the metro is. You got the 494 circling the whole thing. People are hooked on their cars unless you're located in central areas as St. Paul or Minneapolis that were, built around, the early days where the blocks were shorter, horse and carriage kind of stuff. So yeah, that primarily, it was built for the walking population back in the day. But as it expanded outward, the car became more and more of a thing. So I personally am a walkable kind of person. If I can get around without having a car, or if there's public transportation, awesome. So that's some score you might want to consider too when looking for the place to live. It may or may not be more convenient for a family life to just be able to throw the kids on the train or the bus and you're not chasing all over. But definitely something to consider in your location choice. So, all right, moving on. Let's see here. Yeah, we might as well run a few of these clips from Washington County. Just kind of giving you some ideas. I don't know if you got those on the list there, G.
Yep. Let me grab it quick.
First city we're looking at a video about is Woodbury, Minnesota. Washington County, by the way, don't have the map up here, but it's on the western side or the eastern side of the Twin Cities, going from the southeast all the way up to the northeast. And it's kind of a elongated county, and it borders Wisconsin, with the St. Croix River being the boundary. So, but play that beautiful YouTube footage.
As the 1960s dawned, it was apparent that Woodbury wasn't going to stay a small farming community. With the success of Woodbury Heights, the town board continued to attract developers by bringing utilities like sewage.
The city embraced development. They didn't reject it or throw it away. They embraced the development.
But development got a big boost from an unlikely neighbor when one of Minnesota's largest companies built their international headquarters in nearby Maplewood.
3M people needed places close by to live, and I think they enjoyed the open atmosphere that existed yet, but of course they wanted to be in a home and developed with city sewer and water.
3M being here created a pool of well-paid, educated, professional people who wanted to live near work. And so developers saw that, and that started to set a tone for quality development in the city.
By the 1970s, Woodbury's population had blossomed to more than 6,000 residents, but it was still primarily a rural community. Bringing the urban and farming communities together was a challenge that both sides embraced.
3M was a big catalyst in that coming together because 3M always preached the civic duty of its employees who moved to Woodbury, became a part of working with everyone in Woodbury too.
Woodbury continued to flourish throughout the 1970s, building more housing, schools, and shopping areas.
The population of Woodbury in 1977 was about 7,000 people, and there were very few jobs here, and there were no signals in the whole city of Woodbury at that time.
But that wouldn't last long due to Woodbury's location and its welcoming attitude towards developers. These factors made it more enticing for businesses to invest in the community.
Woodbury was really a popular place to grow at that time, I think for probably three reasons. First of all, the freeway system had been completed in this area. And so you had I-94, 494, 694 all in place. And then secondly, if a developer was looking to purchase land and develop, the city was supportive of that. And the city felt it could be supportive for the third reason, which was that they had a plan in place and they knew where they could accommodate development, how they would accommodate development.
A few years later, these three elements came together and allowed Woodbury to thrive.
Woodbury was at that particular time a fast-growing community, but in the 90s is when it really took off. Back in the early 90s, we were doing 16, 17, 18, 1,900 houses a year.
Since that 90s growth, Woodbury has continued to progress thanks to careful planning. It's become a city of more than 65,000 and is considered one of the most livable cities in America. It owes much of its success to those early leaders and planners for laying the groundwork.
I think that they set that initial vision, and I think it was creative and out of the box, and it was a great vision because we haven't steered much from it.
Great leadership and planning will continue as Woodbury strives to remain an excellent community to live, work, and thrive.
Cool. That was from the city of Woodbury, Minnesota's YouTube channel. So that was pretty good stuff. From farm town to hometown, 50 years of growth. All right, the next city, we're moving south here down to Cottage Grove. The travel guide for Cottage Grove, Minnesota. This is by James Stanley, YouTube.
A lot of the times when I tell people that I'm from Cottage Grove, they'll be like, hey, why are you talking to me? But sometimes they're like, hey, where's that? So I decided to make this educational video about a travel guide for Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove is a city located almost too far away from any major attractions or noteworthy places that you might know about in Minnesota. Although the majority of Cottage Grove is only slightly above middle class, it's extremely rich in culture. Whether you're here to see friends, taking a trip to see your uncle who has weird opinions about the Holocaust for a barbecue, or you're in your 20s and don't have enough money to move out of your parents' house because you work at a grocery store, this video will give you the rundown on everything you need to know about Cottage Grove. The locals of Cottage Grove are usually younger couples who decided Woodbury was just a little too expensive and Hastings was just a little too conservative. Cottage Grove is home to a large variety of fast food places, but if you're not too big on fast food, don't worry. There are a lot of good, must-eat restaurants in Cottage Grove, such as Perkins, Applebee's, and that's it. We got like a Chipotle and a Noodles, I guess, but whatever. Gas stations are a good place to hang out by yourself while two of our coffee shops are busy. Or if you're feeling rowdy, you can head down to our local Walmart to grill out with the rednecks in the parking lot. Get-togethers here usually start around 9 p.m. and can go as late as 3 a.m. or until the police tell you to leave because there's been too many complaints of the noise of your illegal firework usage. Fun fact, you can purchase any firearm from the Cottage Grove Walmart without an ID as long as you have your birthday tattooed on your neck. The average Cottage Grove household consists of 3 to 5 people and one annoying as fuck dog. In the winter here, it's completely unbearable, and road plows sometimes don't even come to your house. And when they do, you'll have to shovel for roughly 45 minutes to an hour just to get to work maybe on time. But that doesn't stop schools like Park from closing. Park High School is a great place to check out if you ever visit. At Park, there's a lot of school spirit, and even more bathroom vandalizations. Once a year, they have a Bring Your Kid to School Day for the students. Transportation is huge in Cottage Grove. You either travel by car or find someone with a car. There are no bus routes, but if you look young enough, school bus drivers won't think twice about giving you a ride. Biking is impractical and you will die from heat stroke by walking, or you'll freeze in 8 seconds if it's winter. There are tons of sights to see in the great city of Cottage Grove. There are lakes, swamps, and tons of wildlife like little unidentifiable birds, raccoons, and lost dogs. So if you ever visit Cottage Grove to check on your dying aunt, explore, have fun, and come say hi to me. I'll be here, at my parents' house, where I live. Well, that about wraps it up for the Cottage Grove Travel Guide. I know it sounds great, but don't all come at once. Seriously, we only have one motel.
Maybe I should have watched that whole thing before I recommended that. I don't know if he was roasting the place or promoting or both. I don't know. I might have to check out one of those redneck parties in the parking lot at Walmart. That's they got fireworks. It sounds like. Oh, sorry about that. City of Cottage Grove didn't see that coming. Anyways, moving on. Everybody's got an opinion, so we got Aston.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of skip around this one. This is a full or a 2.5 hour video.
Yeah, we wow. So this is Afton, Minnesota. It's kind of east of Woodbury. You don't really hear too much about this place. It's kind of like a hidden gem of nature and such. Oh, that's a cool map they got of the place.
Yeah.
He's going for a tour on one of the bike paths, it looks like. Wonder where he got those his metrics there.
Right. That's cool though.
Yeah, elevation, speed. This is the 4K Nature's Wonderland, Afton/State Park, Minnesota -USA LWF. And this is Life with Fru Hikes and Adventures YouTube channel. That's all right. We can move on to Lake Elmo here. It's going more north in Washington County. This YouTube is brought to you by DIRO Outdoors YouTube channel. It's a feature location is Lake Elmo Park Reserve. Again, there's around 20 some parks in Washington County, wildlife parks that is. You got a lot of wilderness and conservation, much like the rest of the cities. Now let's check this beautiful YouTube footage out here.
Hey everybody, Darren with Dire Outdoors. This month's featured location is Lake Elmo Park Reserve. We love this park. It is huge and has so many different things for people to do. It is actually our most utilized park within the Washington County Park System. Why don't we go find out why? So those are the many reasons why we enjoy Lake Elmo Park Reserve. We encourage you to get out there and check out the park and experience these things for yourself. There is a vehicle permit fee like at all Washington County State Parks, but it's really minimal and it goes to help support the wonderful park systems. So please pick up an annual pass and visit as many of the Washington County parks as possible. Have a great day. We'll explore another park next month.
Very cool. DIRO Outdoors YouTube channel. It's got some good outdoor stuff there. Check that out. Afton, very cool area. I believe there's a ski resort over there too. And it's just part of the Twin Cities. And not many people seem to know about or go over to unless you live near Woodbury Cottage Grove area. All right. Well, here we've come to the mystery segment. That's a drum roll. So, as I mentioned earlier, I've been studying stand-up comedy, become a better speaker, hopefully a funnier dude. And so, if you want to do stand-up, the place I was going to, if you get there between 7:30 and 8:30, you can sign up as never done it before. You just want to give it a shot. They'll give you like 5 minutes or so on stage. And then they also have like the pros or the people have experience with it. They'll have 3 to 5 of those folks. So it's not just all new folks trying to give it their best. And I got thinking, I'm like, well, what kind of real estate jokes could I tell? I should be doing that on the show anyways. I kind of just ad lib as we go here and, make comments and throw things out as we go. But I was like, maybe I should up my production value and actually write jokes. And I've been writing jokes lately and I'm like, nah, that's not going to work. That might work for something else. But I decided to try something different yesterday, just out of the blue, with the thought of going to this stand-up show. And I went to AI, Garrett.
Oh no.
Yes, we were screwing around with AI jokes, I don't know what, 2 years ago or so, before all this stuff blew up. We were just trying to see how funny the computer was. And it's gotten better, I think. So the segment, and this might be its own show. Maybe we might want to do this for like a happy hour show in the afternoon or something. But I decided to have AI write jokes for show content. And so here we go. I pitted not just one AI. The concept of this show would be this. We get 2 different AI units. We give them the same prompt, and then we vote on which joke is the funniest or which joke is the worst and why it was bad. So you're listening to the show right now in the message comments or even after the show, put it down below. Which joke you thought AI told the best and which was the worst and why it was so bad. And so in defense of AI here, I might not have the tone AI is trying to communicate with, so maybe I'm the problem with telling the joke, but we'll just leave it at that and just read what happens. So the way AI works, I went with Gemini. This is the Google AI first for round 1. I have multiple rounds for this too, which we're not going to do we'll just do one round here and give you the general idea of what we're getting into. So what you do when you go to the AI, you type in a prompt. And so I typed in, give me a list of jokes for a live stream podcast based on I only have 30 subscribers, yet our show is going to make other shows look like they're just beginning their careers. Include jokes towards some of the best and most popular podcasts, including Joe Rogan Show, the Pat McAfee Show, and the Dr. Green Thumb Show. So that was the prompt I gave the AI. I feel like people that are celebrities and such, they should have thicker skins and, you can joke at them a little bit more. So I typed that into Gemini. This is what it sent me. First of all, it gave me an overview title of its responses. Joke ideas for your small but mighty podcast. Intro jokes. Welcome to the podcast with the smallest audience but the biggest dreams. We're so exclusive. You need a secret handshake to find us. Yay? No? All right. Joke number 2. We're so underground as a podcast. Our podcast is being played in caves right now by bats, probably. These are equally as bad as dad jokes. So I'll give you credit there, AI. We're like the underdog of podcasting, except we haven't won yet. But we're pretty sure we will. So that was its initial joke telling. Then it went into jokes targeting other podcasts. Joe Rogan talks about DMT like it's the next big thing. We're just trying to figure out how to get more than 3 listeners.
That's a good one. I like that one.
All right, we'll put a plus by that one. So moving on to the Pat McAfee is yelling so loud we can hear him from our apartment. It's like living next to a foghorn with a gambling problem.
Okay, I don't mind that one.
I don't know where I was going with that. It started well. Dr. Green Thumb? More like Dr. Green Thumbless. We're still waiting for our first plant to survive. All right, here's more. It kept going. General podcast jokes. We're so new. We're still figuring out if we're supposed to have guests or just talk to ourselves. Zing.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, that was good. We'll put a plus on that one. Our podcast is like a bad relationship. We keep coming back for more, even though we know it's not good for us. So this is, yes, not too bad. We're trying to create content so engaging, people will forget they're not listening to a top tier podcast. That was, I suppose. These jokes are better than some of the people's jokes I've heard, especially from HR and such. Oh, here we go. Self-deprecating jokes. Our audio quality is so bad you'd think we're recording in a potato chip can. We're so bad at editing, we actually left. Oh, I'm not even going to read that one.
Oh,
We're trying to build a brand. So far as brand is desperate for attention. All right. And then it makes a note at the bottom. The key to a good joke is delivery. Confidence is key. Even if you have a small audience, own it and have fun with it. Check. All right. Well, that's round 1 for the Gemini AI bot. So it's got a couple of pluses. We'll give it a 2. 2 pluses. Round 2, or wait, that's round 2. No. Round 1 for the AI. Number 2, Chat GPT. Same prompt. Give me a list of jokes for a live stream podcast based on I have only 30 subscribers, and our show is going to make other shows look like they're just beginning their careers, which is a joke in itself. Includes jokes towards some of the best and most popular podcasts, including Joe Rogan's show, the Pat McAfee, and the Dr. Green Thumb show. All right, so ChatGPT kicks this out at me with the prompt. Sure thing. Here are some jokes you can use to have a bit of fun with your 30 subscriber milestone and playfully rib other popular shows. Joe Rogan show. You know, Joe Rogan's podcast has millions of listeners, but with just 30 subscribers, we can make the show like it's in its preschool phase. If only our guests had UFC belts to give away. The Pat McAfee show. The Pat McAfee show is known for its high energy and sports coverage. Well, we might not have Pat McAfee's energy or his sports knowledge, but we do have 30 subscribers who believe in our underdog story. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be throwing touchdown passes on our show too. Dr. Green Thumb show. The Dr. Green Thumb show is famous for its high-quality cannabis content. Our show might not be the same level of buzz, but with just 30 subscribers, we're already higher in spirit. And hey, we may have the best seeds of humor out there. Ooh, play on the words there, Mr. ChatGPT. General show comparison joke. We're like a secret menu item. 30 subscribers strong and ready to make all the big shows look like they're just starting out. Next stop, top of the charts, or at least a really fun party. This may write better jokes than my mom. Sorry, Mom. But the Big Dream Show. We might have only 30 subscribers right now, but we're coming for those big names. Think of us as the rookie sensation that's about to make everyone else look like they're just starting their careers. Look out, Joe Rogan. We're coming for that most eclectic guest spot. We'll save round 2 for the end of the show here. We'll just keep there's more. Let's get back to real estate for a moment here. So hopefully you endured and you didn't shut us down. Like, subscribe and share. That was AI with trying to make jokes for a new beginning podcast. There's plenty of jokes to be made. I'm sure Garrett and I can come up with better, but I figured we'll just go with it for now. So the next segment, getting back to real estate here, is let's go to michaelwalgrave.com. That's my website. If you want to search for properties in the Twin Cities and greater area, you can go to michaelwalgrave.com. Feel free to sign up. I think it gives you a few tries. I'm still trying to figure out how to just keep it open access without signing up, because you should know where to reach me by this point. We're going to do a land search in Washington County just to give you an idea of what's out there just for bare land these days. I think we should do this for the next weeks too. If you're a developer or you're not finding anything on the market that is really appealing to you, and then in fact builders might be able to give you a better value and a better interest rate. So the land search in Washington County, it brought up 102 search results just putting land in. Started looking at different price points. The $1 million plus, first place we'll go to is XXXX 50th Street North. They put the X's in there because there hasn't been a address given to it quite yet. And this place is in Lake Elmo, Minnesota. It's 110 acres, $4.99 million for 110 acres. Taxes just for the land are $10,280. And getting out there in nature, looks like we got some ponds. Didn't say anything about if it was a farm before. Let's see, I think I got this up here too. Well, it looks like they got a subdevelopment planned. One of the best locations around is proposed to have 50-lot high-end development. So they're going to put 50 houses on this 110 acres. Access from 50th Street north of the Sanctuary Development on Linden Avenue. Great investment property, or build a few large estates. So if you're a developer, which you probably aren't at this point watching live, but I know some folks that are, so I'll probably be sending this to you. Next place to look is 137XX St. Croix Trail North. This is in May, Minnesota. We talked about May a little bit as a township as one of being the best places in the area to live, according to niche.com. This place, let's see here. It's at $4.95 million for 263 acres. So $40,000 less, but 140 some acres more. A little bit further out though than Lake Elmo. Let's see, access to St. Croix and the Square Lake Trail, all high and dry, very wooded land except for 40-acre parcel, probably a wetland. One of the highest points in Washington County. Amazing, extremely private, special property on the bluffs of the St. Croix River. Spectacular views from the north end over the ravine. Very private location once you climb to the back of the property. 263 acres in May. Looks kind of sandy down there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just fall pictures.
Dry.
Yeah, could be drought time. Huh. Okay. Next property is XXX North, 270th Street. This is in Forest Lake. It's north of Washington County, in Washington County. $4.5 million. This one's 51.48 acres. It has city water and sewer development already. Opportunity is right here. I guess that's unclear if they have it or not. Phase 2 of Chestnut Creek. This improved tract of land is bookended by 2 existing neighborhoods. So yeah, it probably has water and sewer. It has been pre-graded and most lots are already set for walkouts. Several wooded lots and many with wooded views. This 1/3 of the project off of 207 already has the water and sewer in. Previous site plan was proposed for 114 lots. Wow. An unbelievable opportunity that is indeed a rare find in the Twin Cities metro area. Cool. So those are the high end. Those are the most expensive properties I found on, give you an idea on land in Washington County. Moving into the $500,000 to $1 million price range. 315 Wildwood Avenue, Birchwood Village. $995,000. Waterfront. 0.36 acres on White Bear Lake. Very nice lake. Taxes $8,544 a year. Let's see here. Flexible financing options. So that's good. Seller will offer CD. Looking at building your custom lakeside retreat? Look no further. This exceptional open builder lot on the shores of White Bear Lake offers a rare opportunity to create your perfect home with stunning elevated views while choosing your preferred builder to bring your home to life. Deep water levels mean shorter docks and lots of boat options for your enjoyment. 0.36 acres, close to $1 million. You know, some of these properties. So there's probably a house in that area on White Bear Lake that probably costs you like $800,000 based on just the land alone. So a lot of people will come in there and just tear that down and just rebuild all together when you're looking at 0.36 acres for close to $1 million. So something to consider. You know, its location is everything, or it's pretty huge. If the house is built in, you know, hasn't been in, it's been an old cabin that nobody's kept in repair. Yeah, it might be a good value to do just to tear down. All right, moving on to the next place is 377 Maple Court South, Afton, Minnesota. $850,000 for 17.57 acres. Taxes on this parcel is $20,052. Price $850,000. You'll get 17.6 acre light industrial build site with quick access to Woodbury. So this doesn't look like it's built for a housing development, but I don't know. What's interesting about this property in Afton, it says frontage on Highway 95, subdivision available. Okay. Acceptable uses include office space, riding stables, schools, nature centers, manufacturing, light industrial. So housing questionable. The reason that this property might be worth a lot more than $850,000 is in the last sentence. Adjacent to recently approved 500,000 square foot Amazon distribution center.
Oh, wow.
So there's going to be some major economic development in that area. This is in Afton, by the way. So if you're an investor looking to see where people are moving to for jobs, such as the 500,000 square foot Amazon distribution center, this might be a good buy for you. 17.57 acres, 850,000. And in the same vein, I found another place. It looks like it's in the general vicinity of this, but close to $200,000 cheaper, about the same acreage, 17.16, but the same mindset. There's a 500,000 square foot Amazon distribution center moving to your neighborhood. This place, it's electricity connected, other connected, private well connected, other available. This rare gem of a property offers a superb location on 17 acres to build your dream home, or you choose the builder and create your own private haven in the hills of Afton. Property offers unmatched privacy, nature beauty, mature trees, large fenced garden, room to hike, hunt, and several apple trees throughout. The original 1910 cottage-style home and 3-car garage could be updated, added onto, or removed to build your custom home. Use your imagination. Enjoy the fresh air, quiet, and peace this special property in Afton offers. Located close to Afton restaurants, parks, marinas, and within the Stillwater schools. Don't miss out on this exceptional and unique property. Now, as an investor, if you can get the city to say, yep, you can develop that area, this perhaps may be where some of the people that work at the Amazon Center would love to live. Close to work is ideal. So I should probably connect these two people together. I don't know. They should just be watching the show, actually. I'll send them a link and be like, hey, investors, watch this thing. You can skip through the comedy segment if you want. That's fine. Anyways, moving on. We're still up in we're going to the $200,000 to $500,000 range now for property, just land. First place is 7203 Lone Oak Trail North. This is close to Stillwater. Just reduced the price $30,000 to $450,000. It's 5 acres. Taxes are $26.46. This design-driven community of White Oak Savannah and Stillwater Grant Township. Build your dream home on this amazing lot. Rural views and abundance of nature await. 5 minutes from downtown Stillwater, close to St. Croix Valley. You're 30 minutes from the airport and Minneapolis. The development is a unique design-driving community with only 30 sites available in the prairie landscape. This 5-acre site sits on a flat lot and has a row of lush trees at the back. Work with an architecture to design a custom home on planned for privacy and access to walking and biking. Awesome. Yeah, if you're interested in this property and you're looking to build, reach out to me. My name is Michael Walgrave. You can reach me at michael@walgrave.com, 612-930-2929. Second property on the list is 3XX 2nd Avenue in Newport. This might be something I'm interested in myself. I like the Mississippi River. She's my girlfriend. I love her. Mississippi Riverfront. It's only $300,000 we're looking at. $1,874 taxes for the land. 0.94 acres with 100 foot of frontage on the Mississippi River. Definitely check your floodplain maps and such. You may need flood insurance. Looks like we got a shed on there already. I suppose if you don't even have to live there, you can just have your own private camping site for $200,000. Nestled in this charming small town. Yeah, Newport, it's small and charming. One of the best pizza places in town is, what's it? Red Savoy? I don't know. It's awesome, though. Oh, there we go. Almost 1 acre. Almost 1 acre of buildable lot plus 100 feet of frontage. West facing, perfect for sunsets and nature lovers. Beautiful bluff line makes this opportunity unique. High elevation with gradual walk down to the water. Lot is located at the end of the road for extra privacy. Dock included. That might be a good place to garden too, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on down a little, the last price point, $0 to 200,000. Gonna head on over to 640 Wildwood Avenue. It's in the Birchwood Village. For $200,000, you get waterfront on White Bear Lake, substantially cheaper than that earlier property at $995,000. This place is actually larger than the last one at 0.38 acres. It's quite a price difference, so you probably look into that further and see what the deal is. Maybe they just mispriced one or both of them. That happens. You might find a deal, or you might find yourself buying something you shouldn't for the wrong price. Looks like tight commit community with yearly activities including 4th of July parade, common table potlucks, Christmas parties, cross the lake swim event, and semi-annual perennial plant exchanges go down in White Bear Lake. Lot is adorned with mature trees, providing ample privacy and natural ambience. A large pole-built barn, originally designed to house an RV, stands on the property. With 5 convenient access points to the lake, outdoor enthusiasts will find their property ideal for embracing lakefront living. I like these properties because they're fairly close to the cities. You're not having to truck a RV up into the Bemidji area. If you need to make a quick stop by your place to check on it, do yard maintenance, that kind of thing. It's within the metro area, so definitely a convenient and probably cheaper than going north as a recommendation. Yeah, something to consider if you're looking for that outdoor living space. You don't have to go very far for it. And then our last property here is, oh wait, we got 2 more. We got XXX 89th Street, Grant, Minnesota. And no, there is not snow currently up there. It's not that far north. Price is $150,000 for 1.14 acres. They did not give a property description. Taxes are $174. If you'd like more information about this place, give me a call, 612-930-2929. I'll reach out to the listing agent, and we'll just kind of go from there. City is Grant. Don't see a school district. Oh, high school district, Matomedi. Sorry. Well, and then finally, the cheapest of the land in Washington County search this date, August 16th, 2024. 5082 Dale Ridge Road in Woodbury.
Oh, it says it's not on the market anymore.
Oh, well, that went fast. It was on there yesterday. You could have had, if you would have been listening, it would have been $128,000 for 0.19 acres. So, and again, there were houses on the market for about that price too, with more acreage. We looked at a couple this week, and a tear down rebuild should not be out of question for you either, considering how high priced land is. You're looking at $100,000, $120,000 per 1/10 of acre to an acre, just as a general metric. Yeah. If you have any more questions about any of these properties, reach out to me at michael@walgrave.com, 612-930-2929. Let's do one more segment here before we get back to Kill AI Tony. Friday, August 16th, today events in the Twin Cities metro area. There's the Pyres Summer Weekend at Music Festival, August 16th to 17th at the Pyres Brewing Company. A lot of these brewing companies have some great musical events. There's quite a few brewing companies in the cities too, so if you like that kind of thing, this could be home for you. Metallica World Tour coming to US Bank tonight, August 16th, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. I believe they'll also be back on Sunday night too. Check out their website, Metallica.com. Saturday, August 17th, we have the Summer Sizzle Indoor Art Fair. It's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Look up North Rupp King Building. There's also the Minnesota Children's Museum's summer block parties. So if you want to take the kids on a final outing for the summer, this might be a good shot for you. It's located at the Minnesota Children's Museum. It's Minnesota Children's Museum Summer Block Party. Bring the kids to a block party. August 17th, 10 to 2. I'm guessing there's no beer garden there, parents. So just FYI. There's the India Fest, August 17th, tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the Minnesota State Capitol. That looks pretty interesting. Lake Street Mural Day, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday on Lake Street. Green Day will be in the neighborhood as well with Metallica, a separate event though. They'll be over at Target Field on Saturday, so you can catch Metallica tonight. Green Day tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Dinner Detective Minneapolis, August 17th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Courtyard Minneapolis downtown. Minnesota Renaissance Festival, been going for a moment. They're having the Once Upon a Time weekend, August 17th through the 18th at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. And then on Sunday, one more notable, there's Puppy Yoga, August 18th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Smash Park. There's also Skating in the Commons on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'll probably go check that out. I'm always impressed by the skills and balance of these folks. So some of this stuff going on in the metro area. If you have any other questions on any of these kind of things, feel free to reach out, comments section, all that good stuff. And I'm sorry, Gary, we got to do one more round of Kill AI Tony. Again, I put prompts in to see if we could write jokes to go take to a stand-up bit. I was just going to go up on stage and just read this stuff off and see what the audience would say about it. I thought that probably could have been a good bit just in itself. Probably would have got booed off stage. Maybe or maybe not. But all right, AI, I'll try my best to read your stupid jokes. So the second round, I put in another prompt based on the first round. And I said, as a more complex joke, with our audience knowing full well how small and unpopular our new show is, roast the biggest shows like I would be doing a WWF wrestling interview. I'm going to try standing up for this one.
Oh, geez. All right.
Round 2. So Gemini from Google responds. It gives it the title, WWF Style Roast of Popular Broadcasts. Interviewer. I guess that would be me. All right, let's talk about this Joe Rogan character. Now I hear you're supposed to be some kind of intellectual heavyweight, right? But the last time I checked, intellectuals don't need to shout over their guests to prove a point. You're like a gorilla with a microphone, beating your chest and trying to convince everyone you're King Kong. And let's be real, your idea of deep conversation is figuring out if aliens prefer Bud Light or Coors Light. Wow, geez, Gemini. Pat McAfee, huh? You're the loudmouth of podcasting. You're like a cheerleader who got hit in the head with a football. You're all energy and no substance. It's like watching a squirrel on crack. And don't even get me started on your takes on sports. You're the Nostradamus of bad predictions, by the way. Dr. Green Thumb, you're the Deepak Chopra of weed. You talk a big game about your holistic healing, but all you see you is a guy trying to sell overpriced pot. You're like a snake oil salesman with a green thumb. Newsflash, Doc. Not everyone needs to smoke weed to find inner peace. Some of us are just content being normal. Jeez. Gemini is ripping into these dudes. All right, and it gives me pointers on delivery. Deliver these lines with a cocky, over-the-top persona like a classic WWF heel. The more outrageous and exaggerated, the better. So, sorry, Gemini, I probably didn't do it to the performance round. So, all right, well, we'll move on to round 2 for ChatGPT and their jokes. And again, I put into the prompt as a more complex joke with our audience knowing full well how small and unpopular our new show is. We're popular. The roast the biggest audience shows like I would be doing a WWF wrestling interview. ChatGPT. Got it. Here's a WWF style roast for your podcast aimed at the biggest shows. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, podcast fans of all ages, step right up and witness the rise of the ultimate underdog in the podcasting world. We're coming in hot with a blistering roast of the giants that think they run the show. Joe Rogan, you're a legend with your 1 million+ listeners. Let's face it, we've got 30 subscribers, and we're already making you look like an independent podcast kindergarten. While you're busy with UFC fighters and psychedelics, we're here to show you what a real hustle looks like. We might be the new kid on the block, but we're bringing the heavyweight humor that'll make your guests look like they're auditioning for the role of first listener in our show's big comeback. And Pat McAfee, big man on campus with your sports takes and high energy antics. Well, we've got news for you, Pat. Our 30 subscribers are like a locker room full of future all-stars, and we're about to break through that podcasting barrier like a touchdown dance in your end zone. Keep your sports stats because our show is coming for your spot and a touchdown pass of jokes that'll leave your fans gasping for air. And finally, from ChatGPT. Dr. Green Thumb, you've got the green thumb and a high-profile guest, but let's not forget, our 30 subscribers are about to turn your high times into low tides. While you're busy rolling out the good stuff, we're here rolling out punchlines so sharp they'll make you rethink your whole high profile. You may be the king of the cannabis scene or the jesters on the throne room. And trust me, our jokes are as potent as they come. So buckle up, world, because our small but mighty show is ready to shake things up and make the big leagues look like they're still in the minor leagues. Check out Movie Minnesota because the underdog is coming to play. We're bringing a whole new level of entertainment, and that's about to knock you off your seat. All right, well, hope this adds fun. A little wrestling style edge to the show for you. And so I went into a final round with it, and I was like, and this is kind of what bothers me. I'm like, think of a few names for a live stream segment or a full podcast where 2 AI units try to tell the best jokes and the human audience picks a winner. And so I was trying to get a name for the show, which I personally just like coming up with the name myself. It's just how I like it. But I will give Gemini the victory on the names, and it didn't even try. Like, it went with AI duel, joke off, punchline power, bot battle, and ChatGPT was like AI comedy clash, bot punchline showdown. Gemini did list, and this probably was its best answer. You just called it an AI joke battle. Like, I don't know if there's an actual thing for this already. Like, somebody else is doing this. I don't know. This just came to me yesterday. Like, this might be interesting. But I thought that was the best one, AI joke battle. But I personally, my own is Kill AI Tony. Kill AI Tony. And yes, you basically will create an AI unit based around that show and steal some of his thunder. And anyways, marketing. All right. Thanks for everybody hanging in here. If you made this through the whole show, I truly appreciate it. Hopefully you got a little educated, got a smile on your face, a little chuckle in to start this beautiful Friday, this glorious weekend. Stay tuned next week. We got the next county. We're not going to tell you what it is, but there's only 2 left. So if you've been following along, you probably get a pretty good guess on it. 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. We'll be looking at land prices, single-family home prices, other things you should know about real estate and other good things going on in the Twin Cities, 7-county metro area. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this out, hit the notification bell. We'll check you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Peace.